I am Dr. Lantoinette Stines, a proud graduate of the University of the West Indies, Kingston, Jamaica. My thesis is titled Spirit Dancing in Patois, Lantec, as Caribbean Contemporary Nation Dance Language. While researching for my technique, it was so informative because I was really researching to find source, to find the root knowledge for dance in Jamaica, because the root knowledge and the methodology from that, using that root knowledge towards the development of technical procedures in dance that reminds you of yourself, that brings into your history, your ancestral memories, who we are as a people. And so I developed a technique called Lantec, but what is in it and the methodology and the process of the creation of a technique, I wanted to present that to the world, and that meant doing a lot of research about technique development. What is technique? What is style? There's something called technique. Technique is a word I'm using in any discipline. Stylization. And that was the first thing I had to figure out. What's the difference between the two? And then the sources of information that I use in the technique, because Jamaica is dominantly African. When the enslaved landed on a ship, the Africans came off and the English came off too, same time. And then after that, we have the Europeans, we have the Asians, we have all kind of other people who came. And all of them leave a little bit of something here. That's why we are what I call in my thesis a synobridge. So it was during research that I came up with the fact that we are a synobridge. But what do I mean by a synobridge? Synergizing of cultures that bridge cultures. So in the process, you find the bridging of cultures and the cultures becoming one, while we are out of many one people. And that was everything to do with my work. So I was working on developing a technique called Lantec, and then I tell everybody that everything happened through the birth of my children. My first son, I started creating the technique. My second son, I started documenting the technique. My daughter, I started to codify the technique. Codify and also make sure that it is written in a book. There's a textbook. There are things that it will never be forgotten. Document it. And so here I was now, finished the technique, graduated, and mentally that's a job, graduating is a job, because people think that going to do a degree in cultural studies is easy. You have been schooled in philosophy, history, anthropology, cultural studies, all of Stuart Hall information, all kind of other information. You have been well read. You are really read for your PhD. And I was proud to graduate. And since then, that textbook is now written. There are now 6 levels of examinations. It's examinable. Students take the exam, a lot like RAD in London, from level 1 to level 6. Level 6, you become a professor of Lantec. You have studied for 5 to 7 years. So it's codified, it's documented, it's examinable. It's now offered at CSEC and CAPE exams. You can use it as one of the techniques that you are presenting. I have professors trained in Lantec, teaching in London, teaching in Holland, teaching in Japan, teaching in places. And I always say, when I was a little girl, somebody asked me, what you want to do in life? I didn't know what I wanted to do. I more knew what I didn't want to do, but I knew I didn't want to be forgotten. That's what my answer to everybody. I want to be remembered. And so I have taken all of what I learned from while doing the PhD, because I grew as a human being immensely, academically and otherwise, and have now made something tangible. It's tangible now. You can open a book and read about it. That's tangible. Yeah. So if I were to give advice to somebody pursuing a cultural studies PhD, I have the strangest advice I've given other people. Be yourself. Know yourself. You know what you want to do your thesis in. Your supervisors, they don't know what you want to do your thesis in. You have to take the knowledge to them, inform them of what you want to do, and then they can help you to take your knowledge, flesh it out, and make it become the thesis. What a thesis is to be. You know, a thesis have a structure for it to be put on paper. But don't be a copycat. You know, all the time they say copycat, not copy me. Don't copy nothing. You know, go way into your soul and find what you can offer the world in the knowledge that you have, with the knowledge that you have. Be yourself. When I was doing this thesis, I had a lot of people who said, what is that? She's doing a methodology for developing a technique. What is it? And how she's going to do that? It was a lot of controversial thought patterns. When I was finished, everybody shut up. When I was finished, everybody said, oh, that is what you're doing. And now people are using my thesis as a template for what they want to do. And I am very proud of that. But the first thing, know thyself. Be yourself. So when you go to present at the various times and you have to present and somebody said to you, you should have and could have and would have, and because they love to do that, you know, you should have and you could. You say, listen, I know I could have, should have, would have. That's another person's thesis. My thesis is about cat. That thesis is about rat. I am writing about cat. Why are you telling me about rat? I don't want to write all of those things. But also listen. Be open to listen. Be open to learn. Don't block your brain. Be an open vessel. And you must know what to throw away and what to keep. Because that is life. It's life. And don't expect it to be easy. I used to tell my daughter when she was little, dancing hurts. You have to point your toe and it can hurt a little. When you lift up your leg and raise it up in the sky, you're going to feel your muscle working. Don't tell her it's never going to feel anything. You know? It is not an easy, that's why not everybody have a PhD. If it was an easy task, every single person would have a PhD. It is not an easy task. And it is not easy, not only because you are not academically bright. What is not easy is to have stick-to-itiveness. Because you have to have faith in it. And you have to stick in it. And you have to know, I want this PhD. I want it, I need it, it is mine. I am Dr. Lantoinette Oshunide Stines.